Harvest Hill Farm sits near Payne Turnpike, which crosses exit 7 off of I-89 in Berlin, Vermont. Kelly Burke grew up here and pastured cattle and hayed fields that now sit beneath a mall and car dealerships. Kelly goes to the barn every morning at 6 a.m. with his dad to milk their 25 dairy cows. He agreed to have a conversation with me about Act 64, the Clean Water Act, which mandates that Vermont farms, big and small, abide by new required agricultural practices. Later, you'll hear a song he wrote and recorded called Rap 64. It's pretty clever. I was curious about his perspective and how this act affects his ranch. He had a lot to say, and we talked about much more than just clean water mandates. Here is Kelly.
The biggest reason I went into farming really is I didn't like working every day with somebody looking over my shoulder at my every move. I guess I like to work at my own pace. I know what I got to do, and at the end of the day or at the end of the season, the work's done. How I accomplish that when I'm farming, it's up to me. But if I'm working for somebody else, it's up to somebody else. Act 64 is it's going to be very curtailing to anybody that really wants to get up in the morning and try to extract any resource. And I don't care what resource you're talking, even if it's as simple as feeding your family, as my folks started out doing here all them years ago. A family of 4 that wanted to truly live a sustainable lifestyle and really squeeze, say, 80% of what they really consume in food, which I'm pretty sure my parents used to accomplish that. You would have to be a certified small farm now. That means the state of Vermont gets to come in and tell you in effect whether or not you can feed your family on a given day and how you're going to do it. And now they want to have their foot on every drop of water too. They say they own it. They say we don't own it. I got a deed that says I do. They're saying no, it's everybody's water. And I'm saying, well, if it ain't mine, I wish it'd leave.
So how does it make you feel though? Like what?
I feel violated. I feel violated. I feel like my constitutional rights have been stripped away from me. I don't think they have the real right to do what they're doing. And there's not a lot of scientific data that explicitly points a finger at the farmers. They were an easy target. You look at a herd of cows and a big manure spreader going down the road, and that's gotta be it. You can see it, okay? But there's a lot of other things in there, and the biggest thing is you go up and down any one of these suburban streets and you'll see storm drains. And they all lead from all these suburban lawns, and they'll go for miles. Well, they all land up down from here, they all land up in the Winooski. So every one of these beautiful, pristine lawns you see that are well fertilized, they're part of the problem. It ain't all the problem, but they're part of the problem. Every farmer is as diverse as Vermont's landscape. This is my opinion, and I know there are some that share it, and I know that there are some that do not. And do we, I mean, I'm no saint, you know, and yep, cows poop. They've been doing it for generations now. And grass still needs the manure to grow. That's all the science I got. But when I'm looking down at a piece of ground I just acquired and I'm seeing moss growing, I don't need to pay $35 for a soil sample to tell me it needs nutrients. And they're saying you do. And I don't have that kind of cash. I make a ton of milk every pickup. Those kind of resources are not, I'd rather buy some paint for my old house or something. I like to do things above boards. I like to know what I'm doing is right and good. And with these new regulations, beyond my ability to do right and good, and I don't hardly ever remember anybody ever complaining about our syrup. For years we've made quality milk. As I say, the water right in that well is tested every 3 years. There's the poop pile, it's 120 feet away. With the new rules, I'm supposed to be 200 feet from the nearest boundary. Well, the nearest boundary is on the other side of that elm tree right there. It was 100 feet just barely when we got licensed in '83. Now they want 200 feet, and I don't have another 100 feet to go. I'm backed in a corner. Vermont goes boom, 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 and at the bottom of every one of them booms, there's a wet spot. And I cannot stop using that land because it's wet sometimes of the year. I just cannot. I don't know if that's really the deal. I guess I'm done, because I can't do something on a daily basis that I know just wrong.
Why is it wrong? Why do you feel it's wrong?
It's a terrible waste of our resources, and there's not a lot of them left around here, and they're driving us off them fast. I think we've got an establishment that is uncomfortable with a certain portion of their population being dependent without them. They don't like that. They don't seem to like that at all. They want to seem to have everybody like a little bird in the nest with their mouth open going, feed me, feed me, feed me.
You don't like that? You don't?
I don't really want to live that way. I was good before. You know, I was happy. I may not have this and that and 100 other things, but doggone it, I was happy. Just leave me alone. That's all I wanted to do. I weren't whining because I didn't have a Beamer and this and that. Just get up every day, tend to my cows, raise some food, make some maple syrup, make enough money to pay the taxes and be on my way. For me, I hope the state of Vermont gets enough conviction to allow small operators to exist, because I think that's a very pivotal and focal point of Vermont. It's the part of Vermont that's worth having. It's not about factories, this and that. It's not about them ski areas. It's about folks right here in the dirt trying to squeeze something out of it. I-89 severed the spine of these mountains we all love. Milk Can Sam had to find a new plan for his stable up above. 18 wheels sealed the deal as the milk train's flame burned out. And now we're in a new day of, it's my turn to shove over for, I weren't quite done yet.
It doesn't sound like you are.
I'm a ways away from that magical so-called Social Security. I got the idea last summer wrapping these marshmallow bales we make. It makes this whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And as I'm sitting here in between tractor strokes, I'm hearing these cars go up and down Payne Turnpike, and they're going boom, 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 boom. I'm hearing these bass lines going, pounding down the road, and all the subwoofers and the various suburban rigs. And I'm listening to my rapper, and it's like, Rap 64.
Since my conversation with Kelly, Act 64 has been delayed. I haven't yet had a chance to follow up with Kelly to hear his reactions, but I can't imagine he's disappointed by this news.
Take it from me when they give it to you. Tell me what you're gonna have when I've nothing left to lose. There's something brewing, just what they doing. They're out to bust us or socially ingest us. The renewable dreams got them beefing up the tax. And our Liberty Bell has been more than just cracked. It's an ethnic redneck cleansing, son. You'll never learn to hunt because you'll never own a gun. They're just dumbing you down as you make your way to school. Another oxymoron, a government mule. Come here, ha. Black and whites turn left and right. They gotta learn to pull together. Stand in tight. Now back, G. There's something brewing, just what they doing. They're out to bust us or socially ingest us.